guys, King Lagerfeld here, back with another video reaction. And today we're going to do another SML theory video. This one is, what if Nancy never abandoned Jeffy? I'm kind of glad she did, because she is a freaking disaster. And as we can see, as we saw in the Jeffy 20th birthday episode, she was even far worse than we knew before. With the stuff that she let happen to Phoebe. So, you know what, I'm glad that she did abandon Jeffy. I mean, that sounds bad, but I mean, he was better off, especially finding Mario and Rose, because, yeah, they were much better, even though Mario can't always, or Marvin can't always stand him, but still, he's much better off now. He's still bad, but he would have been terrible. Jeffy would have been Jeffy Dahmer type, or Jeffy Dahmer type, if he stayed with Nancy, because she was going to screw him up way more. But yeah, anyway guys, let's go ahead and get into this SML theory and see what would have happened if Nancy didn't abandon Jeffy. Let's go ahead.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if Nancy never abandoned Jeffy and Mario never became his dad? In SML movie Jeffy's Parents, it was revealed that Nancy dropped Jeffy off that day that he knocked on Mario's door in SML movie Mario the Babysitter. And ever since the day Mario answered the door, he was Jeffy's temporary guardian until they would find his real parents. And when it was announced that his father, Jacques-Pierre Francois, died, Nancy tried to pick up Jeffy, knowing that when he turns 18 he would inherit Jacques' money, and her plan didn't succeed, and on the same day Mario adopted Jeffy. But what would happen if Nancy never abandoned Jeffy? Would she have gotten Jeffy's millions of dollars? Would Jeffy and his mom's relationship have gotten better? And the most important question, how would Mario's life go if he never took in Jeffy? Well, in this video I'm gonna theorize about all those questions and more, answering the question that maybe some of you have thought about: what would happen if Nancy...
Well, we saw that Mario's life definitely wouldn't have been as
man for the idea. If you have
as
eventful
theory,
leave it down in the comments and I might use it for a video. First, if Nancy had never abandoned Jeffy, it would mean that Jeffy's dad would have possibly died earlier. The only reason she wanted Jeffy back was because his father, Jacques-Pierre Francois, had died.
Breaking news, guy! World-renowned painter Jacques-Pierre Francois has died. He leaves behind his million-dollar fortune to his only child, who is unknown at this time.
And she knew that if she wanted to get those millions of dollars, she would need Jeffy, which is why she came back to Mario trying to get Jeffy back. And so, if Jacques had died earlier, then Nancy would have never had the opportunity to drop him off at Mario's apartment complex. So Jeffy would still be with Nancy, and she'd be taking care of him basically for a trust fund. And then she would definitely try to treat him better. For example, maybe Jacques had died while creating an artwork, and it wouldn't be unusual for him either, as he does go to extremes. In SML movie Bowser Jr.'s painting, he literally cut off his ear, put it on his painting just to beat Jr. in a competition.
I will do anything for art.
Why'd you do that?
That is ridiculous. There, it is complete.
And it was for tens of millions of dollars, but still, would you cut off your ear for tens of millions of dollars? That's a hot debate. Would you do it? Leave that down in the comments. Would you do it? Because it is $10 million, so you can use that for more good. But then it's also good to have your ear, so just leave that answer down in the comments. But it's possible that while creating another piece of art, he went to extreme measures leading to his death, which was actually the reason that was given for his death on the news in SML movie Jeffy's Parents. And so if that were the case, it's possible that Nancy would have reconsidered her plan. Instead, she might have taken Jeffy to a McDonald's rather than Mario's apartment complex, and then just keep on feeding him lies and lies and lies, try to be as nice to Jeffy as possible until the trust fund comes in, and then bam, she'll try to take it all. And one of the mistakes she made when she got Jeffy back was treating him badly, because even if you're being evil, Nancy should have at least tried to treat Jeffy nicely, so maybe Jeffy would want to help her. But no, she acted rashly and continued to treat him badly, and even told him her plans to make millions off of him, which is what caused Jeffy to run away back to Mario looking for his help.
What?
I'm so hungry, Dang, I haven't eaten anything all day.
And whose fault is that? I tried to feed you green beans, but you put it behind the couch.
Dang, I ate all the green beans ever. Please let me lose you.
No, go back to your mommy.
No, Dang, I'll be really good, I promise. I won't go anymore, Dang, please.
That was such a sad episode.
I just want to be with you. I don't want to be with Mommy. She
So there are two possibilities that would have happened if Nancy kept Jeffy. She could have either been nice to Jeffy, but as soon as he turned 18, she would try to take the money, or she would continue to treat Jeffy poorly, causing Jeffy to run away looking for help. However, if Jeffy was never dropped off at Mario's apartment complex, he wouldn't run to Mario for help. He could call the police, but if there's no proof of her committing a crime, there's nothing he could really do other than go back with his mom, unless when looking for help, he ends up knocking at Brooklyn Guy's door and telling him what happened. In the remake of SML movie Jeffy's Parents, when Jeffy was first dropped off, he knocked at the apartment that Mario and the family used to live in, but because they're now in a house, Jeffy knocked on Brooklyn Guy's door, which he seems to be living there now.
Who is that?
You expecting someone?
No.
I'm not gonna answer it. It's probably like a candy salesman.
And Mario's in the house, and eventually Jeffy got to Mario's house.
Huh? Who's at the door? Hello?
Hey, you want to see my pencil?
Wait, your pencil? Wait, who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh, my name is Jeffy.
And although this video is not canon, it's possible that while looking for help, Jeffy could have ended up knocking on Brooklyn Guy's door, and he could have helped Jeffy get his mom arrested by doing some sort of setup where they would try to see an experiment of what Nancy would do when she and Jeffy were alone. And of course, if his mom does get arrested and his father is dead, Jeffy could find a family that is looking to adopt. Maybe Mario and Rose would be like some other reason, like Mario and Rose want to have a kid, but they can't, and so then they adopt Jeffy. Or maybe even Jeffy's grandparents could adopt him, because in SML movie Jeffy's grandparents, it turns out that he has two grandparents.
That would be a disaster.
Well, lucky for you, I have this new app on my phone called Family Finder that'll help me find anybody he's related to.
What does it work?
Well, let's see. Just take a picture of him, and wow, look at that. He has two grandparents that live not far from here.
But the thing is, while he was there, his grandparents literally tried to turn him into cat food, so I guess Jeffy would also end up leaving his grandparents for
his whole biological family is just messed up
if they would adopt a kid. And speaking of Marvin and Rose, it would make sense that they would want to adopt a son, because it turns out in SML movie Jeffy's Daughter, Marvin couldn't have a kid because he drinks so much Baja Blast.
All we drink at my house is Baja Blast because we stay up late and Taco Bell's the only thing open.
How are you alive?
Well, what are we supposed to drink?
Water!
So even if Nancy never abandoned Jeffy, it's possible that he would still somehow find a way to be in Marvin's life. But if he doesn't, I don't really think anything major would change in Marvin's life other than the fact, you know, Jeffy would never exist. And Marvin always had to deal with his friends and family, and, you know, obviously with friends and family, there's sometimes you get into
but
fights,
Jeffy adds a little more fun to his life, I would say.
There for each other, and the videos could continue on without Jeffy. But what if Jeffy's dad Jacques never actually died? For example, let's say on the news he fakes his death, just like he did in SML movie Jeffy's Parents.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't he?
That he faked his death. And so he could have faked his death earlier so that Nancy would never abandon Jeffy, and then later Jacques would reveal, oh yeah, I'm still alive, you know, the trust fund isn't gonna happen.
Breaking news, okay? World-renowned painter, Jacques-Pierre Francois, the famous painter we all presumed was dead, turns out he's actually still alive.
And what would happen with Jeffy? Because Nancy would be furious that she would have spent years taking care of Jeffy, which for most parents is a blessing. I kind of want to have a kid, but you know, I'm 20 years old and that's stupid. But Nancy would only want to gain something from it, only to find out that would be for nothing, or at least monetary wise, and her time would be wasted in her eyes. But unlike Marvin, where at the end he showed love and care for Jeffy's well-being, Nancy would probably go to extreme measures to make a profit. For example, if Jacques is a good father, he would care about Jeffy, so Nancy could then contact Jacques, threaten to do something bad unless he would give her money because he is a famous painter. And although we don't know whether or not Jacques would respond to this,
we know Jacques would not care
son that we know
at all.
So if he heard that he would lose a kid because of Nancy's negligence, he might try to do something to save Jeffy.
I highly doubt it.
That Jeffy would somehow end up escape from the hands of Nancy. Possibly he could go live with Marvin or a family that would adopt him and truly care about him. But remember how I said his only son? It's possible that in this world, if Nancy never abandoned Jeffy, maybe Phoebe would be alive. And the reason I say that is not like a cause and effect relationship, but what if after Phoebe's death, that's why Nancy dropped Jeffy off at Mario's house? So let's say that first event of Phoebe dying never took place and she was still alive, maybe then Nancy wouldn't have dropped Jeffy off at Mario's house, which would mean that she would have to wait for both of them to turn 18 and she'd have to convince both of them to give her their trust fund. But it's plausible that if Phoebe was still alive and Jacques
Phoebe's not
or his death was
daughter,
real,
right?
there would be a chance that Nancy would have kept Phoebe instead
Isn't
of
she
Jeffy,
the landlord's daughter?
Unlike Jeffy, who knows what right from wrong is, Phoebe seems to just follow her mom without even questioning it in her own head. And it's plausible that Phoebe was always her favorite child, which could cause Jeffy to run
that's
away
how you treat your favorite child?
not love. And honestly, Nancy did not love Jeffy.
I think she liked Jeffy a little bit more.
She treated him so bad.
She didn't sell him.
Once again, he could end up in the hands of Marvin and Rose in some weird video that would end up putting him in the right family, and maybe, just maybe, Jeffy could have a rescue mission for his sister or something like that. So all in all, I think what would happen, at least going off of the SML plotline, Jeffy would never get abandoned, but then that would cause some other reason for Jeffy to run away because, you know, his mom was treating him so badly, and then maybe end up back in the hands of Marvin and Rose, maybe even with Brooklyn Guy and Karen, or another family like the Huckerdoos, or another family that we'd get introduced to. But let me know down in the comments what you think would happen if Nancy never abandoned Jeffy. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of possibilities of what could happen if Nancy didn't abandon Jeffy. I definitely don't think that she could have guilt-tripped Jacques into giving some money to Jeffy, or, you know, or she was gonna harm him. I definitely don't think that Jacques would care if Jeffy got harmed. I don't think either one of them gives a crap about Jeffy. Neither one of them wanted Jeffy, because if you look at his 20th birthday, she she gave Jacques, you know, pills to make him go to sleep, and then he woke up and left, and she had Jeffy. So she only had Jeffy because he was rich, so she didn't really care about Jeffy. And he didn't even know that he had been with Nancy that way. So he wasn't expecting a child. So, I mean, and we see that he doesn't care because he didn't even give Jeffy the trust fund after he was alive again. Well, after he revealed that he faked his death, he told Jeffy to F off pretty much, and that he wasn't going to get his money when he turned 18. So yeah, Nancy and Jacques don't care about him at all. So I don't think that she could have gotten the money either way. So yeah, I don't know. Jeffy would have had a crappy life either way. I definitely think that if Marvin didn't have Jeffy in his life, it would be a lot less, like I said, a lot less fun, a lot less chaotic. I mean, Jeffy can be annoying, but I mean, he has added a lot to Marvin's life. I think I can say they do have fun sometimes. I mean, yeah. So I definitely think that, and we can see from when Jeffy was gone that Marvin missed him a lot. So yeah. So I think everybody, his life would have been affected negatively as well. But yeah, I definitely don't think anything would have been better for Jeffy if he was never abandoned. I definitely think that he would have still had a terrible life. So yeah, and then also the part about Phoebe, I'm a little bit confused because I thought that she wasn't Jacques' daughter, because remember in the birthday episode when we saw that Jacques came to the house, then Nancy gave him the pills, and then she got pregnant with Jeffy, and then he left, I guess went back to France, and then the landlord needed the money, so she was with him, and then she had Phoebe. So I don't think that Phoebe and Jeffy had the same dad, so she wouldn't have had any trust fund money to wait for with Nancy, which is why I'm guessing that's why she didn't care about her that much, and she was selling her for pills and stuff, which is, that part is still so messed up. But yeah, I don't know. What theories do you guys have about Jeffy? Like, if he was never abandoned and Marvin never found him, like, what do you think his life would have been like? Just let me know down in the comments. It's a lot of possibilities, but yeah. Anyway, guys, great video by SML Theory as usual. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, be blessed, be your best, and keep down the stress. Bye, guys.